right?
Right? Making sure
Okay, we are rolling. Oh, that hurt you more than it hurt me this time.
you need to learn how to drive.
You're right. You're right. Hello and welcome to the 8th episode of Shop Talk. My name is Robert,
And I'm Aaron,
and today we're going to be talking about parts, and parts.
and more parts.
No, it's only parts, and parts.
Okay, you're right. There's only 3 types of parts.
Typically, I mean, unless you really want to overthink it. Are we overthinkers?
We're not overthinkers. Stop
So,
yourself.
sometimes I overthink, Aaron.
I know you need to take a
Right.
step back.
Scourge, hit the brakes.
So, first type of parts is going to be aftermarket parts. Those are going to be made by a third party.
Who likes aftermarket parts?
Nobody.
Nobody likes aftermarket parts. So there is a place for them. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I mean, if we had our way, we're gonna be fixing every car with straight out of the manufacturer original OEM parts.
What does OEM stand for?
Original equipment manufacturer.
Perfect. I hit the button.
This one
Yep.
or this one?
No, that
This one?
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
Why are you trying to stump Robert?
Because I
don't-
can't steal your buttons.
No. Later, you know what? We're just gonna do it. Stump Aaron.
I tried to steal your thunder. It didn't work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. So
One of these days.
you just caused this to happen prematurely.
I blame you.
I'm gonna blame you. I'm the painter. I guess you painted some, but on a
Not
different.
nearly as like you.
Yeah. So this one's very quick and simple question. We'll see if you have the answer. In a paint booth, in a mass production setting, collision shop, what is dieback?
I'm ready.
He says he's ready.
I'm not ready, but we're gonna roll with it. So dieback, isn't that where the particles are like being vacuumed but don't go all the way back and hit something? Like another part or a part of the car? Is that what it is? It's like feathers out on the panel? Isn't that what it's called? God, I'm so bad.
Which button?
I don't know. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
I can't believe dieback.
So yeah, I guess I'm derping right now.
How many times have you QC'd a vehicle and you're like, the paint is victim of dieback because we rushed something, right? So it's the loss of gloss after paint dries, often due to improper curing or solvent issues.
Yeah, you got me. I was so wrong.
You were really wrong. That's like another one of these.
I'll take my 2 penalties.
Yeah. Anyhow, we're talking about parts today, and
you're on the last type of parts. LKQ.
I thought you said last type was aftermarket.
I said aftermarket first.
And then you said last type. Anyhow, we can argue. We'll fight. Let's just talk about parts, man.
Let's get on it.
So we've got all sorts of parts to talk about. But so one thing, we'll start with the aftermarket being the worst ever, but they do have a place. Being whether you're building something in your own backyard, you're trying to put together something on a budget and you don't care about fit, finish, or fitment, right? So you look like you want to say something.
Well, no, I'm waiting until you hit the mark and then I'm going to my point.
I'm hitting the mark.
Okay, so with aftermarket parts, I personally don't like them. However, there is, like Robert said, a time and place for them.
Yeah.
What I love about aftermarket parts is the warranty. So like coolers, I know they suck and you have to replace them so many times, but to have a lifetime warranty on a part, it's almost worth it.
So coolers are an entirely different thing altogether, meaning
they're all aftermarket.
Even from the manufacturer, the company that builds the aftermarket parts are the same ones typically in 90% of the situations they're the same ones your OEs are hiring or subletting or however you want to say it.
Yep.
It's the same freaking part
Isn't that
with a
crazy?
better warranty than your manufacturer will put on that part. So, if it comes to coolers, rather than break it down into AC condensers, radiators, whatever, coolers, I will call any aftermarket cooler, and there's some common ones. Again, we're not naming them because they're not sponsoring us.
And you can join that list. You can sponsor us anytime.
And then we will promote the shit out of you. But aftermarket coolers, I've used in my own car. I've used in cars I've bought and built to sell to someone else. I will use those parts all day long, 7 days a week, 30 days a month, whatever, right? Now we start talking about headlights, sheet metal, that sort of thing.
Bumpers,
Right,
brackets. Those are the worst.
right.
Radiator supports.
Yeah. Those are the no-go. So Aaron and I are fortunate to write in one of the two? Did we
Yeah.
argue earlier? We kind of fought. Um, I think there's more, but you're saying there's two definitive states that the consumer.
Correct. There's only 2 states where you can fully decline the use of aftermarket parts, regardless of age and mileage. And that's going to be Minnesota and Rhode Island.
Are you 100% on that?
I'm fairly fact check me.
Okay.
I encourage you to prove me wrong.
So if anyone has anything different, I want you to message us and be like, "Hey, Aaron's wrong.
Aaron sucks.
Aaron gets one of these."
We could probably do a whole episode dedicated to just hitting it every time I'm wrong.
Oh, you're wrong right there. So anyhow, we will see what the audience has to say, because there's going to be people all over the country watching this, hopefully.
Hopefully.
And they're going to be like, "Wait, we're one of the states too." All of a sudden there's 3, and then there's 4.
So there's 7, but only 2 that you can fully decline them at regardless of mileage.
It's already
regardless of car
changing.
age.
It's already changing.
No.
Yeah.
Regardless of all the other factors, there's 2 states where you can completely just decline the use for no reason other than you don't want them.
Okay. So we're going to say there's 2 states that you cannot guide, steer, or coach your customer on, "Hey, you can decline these parts, but you can be clever about how you approach them signing the paperwork, so the insurance partners or the non-insurance partners don't use said less desirable parts on their vehicle, whether they're a claimant or an insured."
So my speech that I always give is, in the state of Minnesota, you have the right to choose, at no additional cost to you, the use of third-party parts. I can't coach, guide, or steer you. However, your manufacturer says you should only use original equipment.
Correct.
Because I can't coach you, but they can.
Right. And, later model vehicles are going to be more important to follow those guidelines. So I say guideline, but I mean, if you have a brand new current model year vehicle and it gets wrecked, your insurance company, the claimant company, whatever, they don't care. I mean, that's kind of a broad statement. They don't care. They're looking for dollars. And they're going to
12 cents counts.
They're going to put whatever part on your car that you allow. And if you don't sign the piece of paper that says we don't allow aftermarket parts, you're now allowing that aftermarket part to go on your brand new Jaguar, your brand new Cadillac, your brand new Kia, whatever it is. So that's shame on you and shame on your shop for not educating you properly. Now, we didn't coach, guide, or steer you to that, right?
Right.
So now let's hop into why it's important, right? So we know about the finish, the fit, all that stuff, right? So now what's the next step? It's the next best thing is LKQ, like and quality.
So, unlike kind of quality, the most important thing to know is depending on the part, you can it'll vary by mileage. So, like if it's suspension, if the mileage is the same or less than your current car, same year or newer, so those variables will make a difference, which is kind of nice. You're not worried about getting a used knuckle on a vehicle with 30,000 miles more than your car. It has to be like kind quality. It also won't have damage, no rust, nothing like that. Um, to piggyback off of what we were talking about a second ago for aftermarket, I just want to go back for 2
Yeah,
seconds. So,
absolutely.
like, we talked in the last episode about ADAS. An aftermarket grill where a sensor sits, that 1 millimeter could make that difference. So that's also a really important thing to think about when you're looking into what kind of parts to put on your vehicle. Now back to the
Well,
used side of
no, wait a
things.
minute.
Oh,
Are we talking a guy or a girl?
oh, why does that matter?
Well, I mean, if you're a guy talking about a millimeter and a girl talking about a millimeter, I mean, it might make a big difference, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I had no clue where you were going with that. I was like, where is this going?
Yeah. So, yeah,
By the way,
way
all these episodes are unscripted. We have no
yeah,
plan.
no plan.
We have an idea of what we're going to talk about, and that's it.
Right. So, sorry, had to go there. I mean,
No,
we're shop talk, right? I
right?
mean, this is stuff. I mean, in maybe a whole nother episode, we'll or many episodes will like completely sidetrack into the appropriateness and non-appropriateness of how you talk, HR appropriate,
Don't make a
whatever.
fart joke.
That might be too soon. And I'm not the one that made that joke. But anyhow, um
We'll continue back to used parts. I'll let
you
you continue on what you love about them and why.
so I mean used parts are wonderful. I've used them a ton myself on my own vehicles, on builders that I've done, on side work I've done for people, as well as on the shop side. And my mentality is anytime I try to um get a used part, if it shows up at a shop or in my house, I'm not going to put it on my customer's car if I'm not going to put it on my car, right? So if I'm going to have to fix rust, I'm going to reject it. On the shop side of things, like the collision shop side of things, most insurance companies require a two try and we fail. So you try twice to get the same part, whether it's tailgate, whatever you uh you reject it twice because of rust or other damage, and
Then you
then you
can go to
go
a new part.
correct. You go to a brand new part. So I mean, used parts are wonderful because sometimes it's the difference between saving and totaling out a car.
Correct. And that's when it matters. Like that's to me
Right.
like when making that one call on an aftermarket part because it saves you $300 matters because you're trying to we're trying to repair every car.
Right.
Nobody wants to shop for a new car. It's not a fun time anymore.
Right. So worst case scenario, you're going aftermarket to save a car or to just even get a car back together. Um, Best case scenario, we're using all original from the manufacturer, brand new OE parts out of the box.
Now let's talk about those because they're not always perfect like you would think they are. It's just
Correct.
because it's from the manufacturer doesn't always mean it's a perfect part.
Right. I mean, how many times have you, whether you're the actual parts person or just the person that's opening the part to double check the part, and you're like, it's wrecked or it's not right in the box because at the manufacturer on a Friday,
Joe Schmo got excited.
Joe Schmo got excited and he dropped, left side fenders and right side fender boxes, whatever. Um,
Or they're swapped. That
so
happens too.
you can definitely run into nightmares on the OE side, but best case scenario is always OE, right? So
Absolutely.
where we want to educate, let's say the shops to educate the customers is most insurance companies have endorsements they can sign So if you're agent or if you're an online insurance company, as a consumer or as a shop, you can educate your consumer to go on, sign the aftermarket and only OE endorsement, right? It might make the difference of $200 or $300 a year, but if you're driving a brand new car,
It makes a difference,
it
a
it
big
it
difference.
makes an amazing difference on the repair side because when your car does possibly go in the shop, I mean, we don't want you to be there, but when you're there, we want you to have the best experience you possibly can. So, if you're one of these people with a late model vehicle, or if you're the shop educating your customer on late model vehicles type stuff, I encourage you to have your customer, or if you are the customer, look at all OE endorsement policies. They don't make a whole lot of difference when it comes to the premium dollar at the end of the year.
And they're not gonna tell you about it either.
They will not tell you about
You
it.
have to inquire. So this is important for you to educate people because if they don't know, they don't know.
Correct. So the other thing is, as long as we're talking about this, and I just had this happen this week, I had a customer with a brand new BMW. He had this BMW wrapped. He had custom moldings like wheel flares,
Yeah.
mirror apertures, uh, custom wheels put on. He was sideswiped. He does not have an aftermarket endorsement on his policy for additional.
Aftermarket coverages.
Correct.
And that's another huge one.
So, as long as we're talking about parts, and parts, right? We might as well talk about this because most insurance companies only cover the first $1,000 worth of aftermarket accessories. So, if you're one of the guys that drive a pickup and you bought your truck, your $100,000, whatever it is, pickup truck, you drive it off the lot, you take it right to your tire and wheel place, and you have $4,000 worth of tires and wheels put on. And then you drive down the road, hit a pothole in Minnesota,
Because
and
they're everywhere.
and destroy one wheel on a four-wheel drive. Let's say 2 months after you own this vehicle, right? So now you got some miles and wear on the tires, and you destroy a tire and a wheel. You only have $1,000 worth of coverage unless you've signed and paid for
An ad-
additional
aftermarket
aftermarket
coverage.
coverage. So I had a customer with a BMW, custom wheels, custom mirrors, custom wrap. Wraps are $6,000 to $8,000 to wrap a vehicle. This guy gets sideswiped. His insurance company says $1,000 aftermarket coverage only.
That's
He's
crazy.
he's going to be out of pocket almost 6 grand by the time he pays for 2 tires, 2 wheels, the wrap, the mirror, and he had a $4,000 aftermarket headlight.
That's crazy.
hmm
All
So
because somebody didn't educate him and somebody didn't tell him what he should and shouldn't do.
right. So I mean, these are things. Again, if you're a consumer looking at our podcast and like these guys are dorks, I'm just gonna watch them, keep watching them, and you've made it to episode 8, and this is the take I want you to take: is if you are one of those tuners or extreme, I'm gonna throw a lift kit and crazy tires on my truck or whatever, please look into aftermarket endorsements because we're talking about aftermarket in the collision world as they're not cool parts. But if you have the aftermarket accessories, again, even exhaust systems, if you have a crazy stainless steel exhaust system put on your vehicle, you better let your insurance company know and get coverage for it.
Even
Because,
like toppers, those matter too. Those are
correct,
prime examples of things people don't think about as aftermarket.
right. So, I mean, even though we don't like the aftermarket world, we're here to help the customer.
And there will be times where aftermarket is what you're using.
And the worst thing I ever want to tell my customer is, sorry, your insurance company only offers $1,000 for this. So we're going to put your car back to pre-loss condition as your factory designed the vehicle and delivered to you. Anything above and beyond that is out of pocket by you. You can take it right back to wherever you had the customization done, the tires, the wheels, the wrap, whatever. Alls I can do, my hands are bound unless you start writing checks.
So I manipulate money sometimes. So like with like a BMW, I would think of like $1,000 wheel. I'll run it by VIN, and then I'll tell the customer, "This is your budget, your threshold."
Okay. So yeah. So you're using that as you
I
know,
play the game.
an allowance.
Correct. I play the game
Yeah. Well,
because I can argue on your behalf for the insurance. So,
in the case of this particular vehicle, there's
oh,
no way
there's
to make it up.
no.
Like
Sometimes there is no way.
when there's a wrap involved and all this stuff, it's like there's no way in the crazy headlight this guy had. It's like there's no way we can somehow twist things around to
No,
make it work.
and sometimes you're gonna lose. And
Right.
that
So ultimately, um, you know, we want to put the car back. Now there's ways to do that. OE, let's take out all the like tuner type stuff, the customization type stuff. We're just talking a stock vehicle. Now, we go into you and I as writers or managers of a certain shop, and we're going to say, okay, insurance company wrote this sheet, and they've got used fender, used headlight, used wheel,
yeah.
whatever it is. We have resources that we can use to try and price match to make up the difference so the insurance company can think whatever they want to think, even though we have to line note on the backside saying price matched by GM or Ford or whoever, right? We can use certain industry tools to price match if it's like if that particular manufacturer agrees to go along with the price match. So just because you don't have the signature or whatever. Like us on the shop side can still play that game.
I did that with just a customer's car the other day. There's so many options from
Yeah.
manufacturers through different systems. Like, I personally have never used the one your favorite, but Collision Link I love.
Yeah.
Collision Link's an awesome one. I've never used the other one.
My favorite,
Yeah. Isn't that your favorite?
Collision Link.
Oh, I thought OE Connect was your favorite.
Oh gosh, no.
I've never used it.
No.
It's too complicated for
No.
me.
So there are two, and I apologize. I mean, I shouldn't even say it, but like there are two that I really don't like, and you named one of them, and I won't name the other. But I love using Collision Link, and I love ordering right through CCC.
Yep.
Um, I can tell you that the other two, there's maybe 2 manufacturers between the 2 that you can get better deals on, but because of the back end, um, take from those sites to the manufacturer, a lot of times you don't get buy-in from the manufacturer to even do a quote. Know what I'm saying? Yes, you do.
You're
There
gonna have to repeat it.
there are 2 of them that charge 3%
Oh,
if there are quotes and purchases on,
yep.
and again, I'm not gonna name them,
I know what you're talking about now. I
but
hate that one.
the dealers don't like either of them because if they quote and then you decide to accept their quote,
They
n
pay.
not only do they give us the discount, they pay. So what I'm finding more recently is they're not quoting on said site, so it's a complete time fuck. Like you're not getting anything for the time spent getting the quotes because you get quotes from we're in Minnesota. You're getting quotes from Alberta, Canada. You're getting
Timbuktu.
right. You're getting quotes from Dallas, Texas. It's like it's going to take us 8 to 10 days to even get these parts. Like it makes zero sense. And now it's documented. So I go through any means or method possible to not use those two sites. So I will for sure use Collision Link and CCC all day long. Collision Link and CCC are my favorite. So you threw me through a loop.
I thought you liked the other one.
No. Oh, wait. Nah.
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 For my insurance partner that I work with, I have to use one of the ones that are no-nos.
Right.
But I don't order from there. I just use it for quotes. And then I pull my stuff and do the same thing you do, where
Then
I
you
use
price match
Yep.
or whatever.
through the
But
other systems.
but in one of those that we're referencing because I recently have stopped, not that I'm MSO anymore. You can play a little bit of a game manipulating numbers or whatever. And if you're on the repair shop side of this, you should know what I'm talking about without me telling you.
Yeah, because if we tell you too much, we're not going to have it.
Right. So you can manipulate the numbers so you get as few quotes as possible for said insurance company. And then you can import it into CCC. And then it shows that you ran the report, you didn't get valid quotes back, that sort of thing. And then you go like you go ahead and just go the OE route, or you go the LKQ route and then price match the LKQ. Um, and there are times where a door will be $1,800 and the LKQ door will come through as $450. They're too far apart. You have to order the LKQ. But that's when you have partnerships that you trust, right?
Right.
You call your trusted LKQ partner, be like, you're either going to send me this part or you're going to give me a no quote.
Yeah. Or they'll price match too.
Or
Sometimes they'll price match
or
to
they'll
like
price
lower
match.
pricing ones.
Yes.
Which is a lifesaver.
Yes.
To be able to order the part from somebody you prefer versus having to use Timbuktu, so much better.
Right. So, and again, price point, that sort of thing. You're in a different world now. I was in that world for a long time. Now I'm in a world where, like, my company says I'd rather lose. God, this sounds terrible. I'd rather lose $20 on a part and get the customer car done than stick around with this other situation of
Ordering 2 used parts, waiting for those to come bad,
2
delaying
weeks.
your repair a
2
week and a
weeks
half, 2
later,
weeks.
yeah.
Yep.
2 weeks later, you don't have your car, and we're still waiting for a part because now we had to order it from,
Yep. From the dealer, and now
from the
they're 3
dealer.
days out. I
So
think that's an important conversation to have, is when does margin matter, Robert?
you make it up in volume, Aaron.
I love it.
You
That
know,
is not what an MSO is gonna tell you. You do not make it up in volume. You make all the money you can. But yes, that is how it
Right.
works, though.
right.
Like, there's times where I've made $20 on a part that I should have made 400 because I wanted the car to be done 5 days early. Sometimes you're gonna lose to win, and at the end of the day, you're
Right.
winning if your customer's happy.
Right. And that's the big deal is MSOs. I'm probably speaking slightly inappropriately. Is MSOs, everything's a number, get the volume through the shop, this, that, and the other thing.
Yep.
Mom and pop are like, nope, it's small town shit. We're going to make the customer happy. We're going to get their car done fast. They're going to talk to their neighbor. They're going to talk to their uncle, aunt, niece, nephew, cousin, whatever. You're going to get more through, right? Um,
As you said, make it up in volume.
Make it up in volume.
Well, if you're
It
doing quality repairs and you're making sure your customers are happy, you're gonna get more work, and sometimes to lose is to win.
Right. So, I mean, there is something to be said on just getting the job done, right? Um, it it makes no sense for a car if you have possibilities and any other way of getting the car in and out faster, just to do it that way rather than let the car sit. Um, if you're one of the shops where you move cars in and out every single day, think of the
God,
touch time on how many times if something's on indefinite back order,
so much lost labor over one car.
you've moved the car in and out, whether it's snowstorms, you're brushing a car off, you're bringing it back in.
Don't talk about that here. We're in a beautiful day, and I don't want that.
But I mean, just think about, you know, um, the in and out. Right now the shop, that I work at, that I office out of, all three shops, they're small enough where the car comes in, it literally gets parked inside and it stays there until we can work on it. So it it creates us, like it makes us be efficient in everything we do. Now, if large MSOs would look at the same situation, we can't let cars sit because if I'm in a 10,000 square foot shop versus a 55,000 foot shop, I can't let that car sit there too long before it starts losing me money.
Correct.
And small town stuff, the customer's not happy. They start talking, right?
My car's been at their shop for 87 days.
Right. I will tell you, even cars that get put on hold that drive me nuts in my current situation are only on hold for a couple days, and then we just figure it out. We move on, we move forward. If we have to take a little loss, we do it. And I know that's not what large MSO wants to hear, but in small town shit world, that's what makes sense. You get the car in, out, you're done, right?
And that's what matters.
That's what matters.
If you're losing on every job, then that's gonna be a problem, but sometimes you gotta lose to win. I've always found that when I take a cut on something, you can usually make it up elsewhere, and especially,
Right.
like, in your situation, you guys are doing calibrations, that's huge. I mean, you're making
Correct.
profit on the things that you don't normally make profit on.
Right. Well, and a whole nother episode is repair versus replace. But we're talking about parts, efficiency on parts. Um, and if your insurance partner or the insurance company finds a part that's 8 days out and the car is going to sit there for 8 days waiting for a headlight so you can repair a fender, or you take a $40 loss on said part from the manufacturer so you can repair a fender, get the car done, and move another car into that stall, do you think you're ahead of yourselves?
Absolutely. You're
Yeah.
making so much more money by just
Yeah.
getting the car through the shop.
Right. So, and that's where like larger corporations, larger MSO shops lose the sight of it's not all about GP on the end of the file.
Absolutely.
It's like stall time. What does that stall time cost you? I can tell you, uh, if a car gets totaled out in our shop, we charge $200 a day storage.
Because that's what you're losing every day it sits there.
At least.
That's crazy.
Um, at least. I mean, you think about like a rear body trunk floor job. That's like a 25-hour job, 20 to 25-hour job. And your tech can knock that out in a day. Think about the hours lost by
Hey,
a
be
total
careful
loss
with
sitting
that.
there, right?
Insurance partners might hear that kind of stuff and be like, "Let's start using real time instead of book time."
No, it's all about book time. I mean, Who set the book? Who did the study?
They did.
Right. So, anyhow, I mean, and we can't be faulted because a particular shop is more efficient than other shops,
Correct.
or the only tech school trained non body shop work, right?
I think people forget that you're paying for experience, not for time always.
Correct.
Because just because it's a 6-hour dent doesn't mean that somebody can't fix it in 2.
Right.
It all depends on the quality of the repair,
Right.
the person who's fixing it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you have any other topics to cover on this one?
I think we've covered all the parts we can.
I see what you did there. Well, that's all the time we have today. Be sure to click like, subscribe, share, and tell your friends. Looking forward to
Oh, I was premature
Run.
on that.
No, you're good.
No, it's premature.
Make
Go
sure
ahead.
to tell your friends all about us. We can't wait to have you tune in for the next episode. I don't know.
I got you again. Run.
Run.
End recording.